Okay, quick side note, if you've not heard this song already.
We ain't felt like us in a minute. Whole damn time I knew I shouldn't have did it. And he's almost perfect, and that's why it hurts. And he calls me family, that's what make it work.
Oh my god, sorry, if you've not heard that song, I'm obsessed with it. It is literally on repeat. Thought for today's video we could just like sit down, have a chat. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I don't know why. I feel like I've just been very all over the place recently with my uploads and things like that. So I'm so sorry about that. Like, I hate not being consistent. But I thought we could just have like a little sit down and a catch up. I'm going to be posting this on a Sunday morning. So yeah, let me know what you guys are up to today, how your week's been. Like, I would love to know. I basically asked for some questions on Instagram from you guys, so I've screenshotted some of the ones that I want to answer. I tried to get like a good range of stuff. I feel like a lot of these questions were like asked a lot of times as well, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go through them and we're just gonna have a really like chilled chat together. So grab yourself an iced coffee, a cup of tea, whatever you want. Okay, first question is, how have you been, just genuinely life-wise? Thank you for asking. I feel like I got so many questions from you guys just like asking how I'm doing, asking how I've been and everything else. I've been so good, like so much better than I have probably this past year. I feel like a lot of you noticed like towards the start of the year, at the end of last year, everything else, like I just wasn't in the best of places. I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like things are falling into place. Definitely had some hiccups in the road recently with things like moving and just like general life stuff. But yeah, I'm doing really good. So thank you for asking. Obviously I'm just at home at the minute. Me and Rach have just been to Ibiza, which was literally one of the most amazing trips ever. I mean, obviously we missed Mads so much. Yeah, I feel like I needed a trip away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just needed a holiday. Like, I'm craving another trip so badly as well. Like, I'm ready to just get on a plane and be gone somewhere because, like I said, this weather is not it. Just like enjoying life, just enjoying spending time with my friends, my family. I've been going to the gym lots. I've still been horse riding. Obviously I'm moving, which I got some questions about as well, which I'll answer now. That's basically been delayed. So yeah, I had a question as well saying like, are you still moving out? What's the plans with moving out, X, Y, and Z? Yes, I'm still moving out. It's honestly it's been a bit of a faff, if I'm being totally honest, because I feel like I said this in a vlog, you know. I was like, I don't want to say it because I know for a fact that I'm going to jinx it. And knowing me, like, it'll just get delayed somehow, which it literally has been delayed since I've said that. So it's a little bit annoying. Basically, the place that I'm moving into now isn't going to be ready for another month, which it's just stressful and obviously a little bit frustrating. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because obviously I'm so lucky to be moving out and to be getting my own place anyway, and like when it happens obviously everything will be fine. It's just like I planned a lot of moving things for this month, for August, because that's when I was supposed to be moving, and it's now not going to be probably until September. But yeah, it is what it is. I feel like things always work out as they're supposed to. So currently waiting for my home to be ready. I can't wait to tell you guys more about it. I feel like I'm just not speaking too much about it at the minute because I'm going to do so much content around when I move anyway that I may as well save it for that, if that makes sense. So much of furniture has arrived here as well. Like, I've ordered so much of my furniture. I was literally, what date is it today? It's the 7th. I was literally supposed to be getting my keys in like 5 days. So obviously I've got so much furniture, like my dining table's in the hallway. Mum and Dad are literally losing the will to live because there's just so much of my shit like everywhere. Yeah, that is basically the update on that. Obviously when I've got more to tell you guys, then I will tell you then. And there's going to be so much content around moving. Like, I've already been planning it and I'm really, really excited about it. I can't wait to show you guys where I'm moving and my home and everything else. Okay, next question is, how many calories do you eat and how do you get your protein in? I always get nervous talking about this on camera because I feel like food, calories, like anything in that topic is obviously a sensitive topic for some people, and I would never want to trigger anyone or say the wrong thing. Obviously, like, I'm not an expert when it comes to nutrition or diet or anything like that, so I just want to quickly say that before I say any more. Quite a few of you guys asked this question because obviously I have been going to the gym a lot recently. I feel like I've got into such a better routine of just like working out and being healthy-ish. I wouldn't say I'm like really strict with my diet, but I try to be somewhat healthy. I was actually going to film a what I eat in a day. I'm not even joking. I've started filming a what I eat in a day twice. Like I've started the video 2 times now and I had to stop filming it for like certain reasons just because of like the day that I was having on that day. So I'm going to try for a 3rd time, like 3rd time lucky. In terms of calories and things, I am currently in a calorie deficit slightly. To be fair, I'm not really super focused on being in a calorie deficit anymore. I definitely set myself in a calorie deficit when I started working out again, which was like probably about 2 months ago. I started going to my personal trainer. She's called Alana. She's literally the most amazing person in the world. Like if you're looking for a PT and you're based in Salford, like Munton, Eccles, Swinton, Worsley, like any of that area, yeah, I go to Intensifit and I train with Alana, but there's so many like incredible PTs there. So if you want somewhere good to go, I cannot recommend them enough. So yeah, I did set myself in a calorie deficit. I somewhat have maintained it to some degree because my calorie intake I set as 1,500 calories ish, like 1,500, 1,600. Which might seem, I don't know, it might seem like a lot to some people, it might seem like not enough to some people. It's one of those things where like calorie intake and diet always depends on like your lifestyle and things like that. And obviously with what I do with YouTube and like working from home, I don't need to eat a lot of food because I'm not super active, especially on days obviously when I'm not going to the gym. I've actually got pretty good at like getting in my protein and getting, I don't know, like a healthy, balanced diet in every single day. I feel like obviously some days not so much, like me and Rach did literally have a liquid diet of Whispering Angel in Ibiza. So yeah, if you want to see what I eat in a day, let me know. I'm gonna try and refilm it again for the 3rd time because honestly like I don't know what happened. I tried filming it twice and it just didn't go to plan. But yeah, I have about 1,500 calories. Sorry, I've probably like waffled so much there, which I feel like I'm going to do this whole video because I feel like I've not spoke to you guys like this in ages. But I have about 1,500 calories and I try to get 100 grams of protein in. And yeah, I go to Alana at Intensifit if anyone wants a good PT. Someone said, have you got any more holidays planned? Not currently. Honestly, I'm not even joking. When me and Rach were in Ibiza, obviously we booked on for a little bit longer anyway, but I was like, I do not want to go home. Like, I don't want to go home. I don't know what it was. I feel like there's something about being in a place that is just like constantly warm, constantly sunny. Like, there's something about sunny weather that just automatically puts me in a good mood. I don't know about anyone else. It's like, if I wake up in the morning and it's throwing it down with rain, already I'm just like, great. Not got any trips planned at the minute. I actually did want to look into doing some like, not traveling because obviously it's really difficult to travel at the minute. I don't know, I was considering doing like a solo trip somewhere. If anyone's got any advice for this, by the way, I really, especially now that my move-in's been delayed, I've basically got this like period of time for the next 8 weeks or so where like I have the time and the space in my like life to go away, if you know what I'm saying. So I was actually considering trying to find somewhere that I could maybe go and just like enjoy on my own. Plus I'm getting my 2nd vaccine next week. That was another question. Someone said to me, have you had the vaccine or will you be getting it? I've had my 1st vaccine, I'm waiting to get my 2nd one. I'm going to be getting it this week coming. But yeah, honestly, I'm desperate to go away again. I feel like it makes so much fun in terms of like content as well. Like content's always fun, vlogs are always fun. I don't know. If anyone's got any advice for that, let me know because I've never been away on my own before. I know Steph Toms, because she went to Mykonos by herself last year just after me and the girls went. And she always raves about it. She's like, I love doing stuff on my own. Like, it's such a peaceful time. Someone said, how do you make your Insta feed look so good? Do you plan out your posts using an app? And then I also had another question asking about how I edit Instagram pictures, which I feel like I've briefly shown in a vlog before. In terms of planning my Instagram, I use the app Preview. It basically, this is like what it looks like when you're on the app. Sorry, I feel like that might be a bit bright. But yeah, I use Preview, and I basically, you can see, I mean, can you see at the top of the screen there, it says that I'm not logged into it. That is my one tip with this app. Like, this is such a good app for planning your feed, but I wouldn't personally log into my Instagram through this. You can basically upload all of the pictures manually, which is so much easier, because basically when I used to log into Instagram with this, it would log me out every like 2 weeks, and then it's just such a faff trying to like log your Instagram back into it. So this is what I use, and you can basically just like drag them around just to see kind of like what looks like cute and everything else. Yeah, I use Preview, and then in terms of actually editing pictures, I use Lightroom. So this is what Lightroom looks like. That's basically like my library on Lightroom. And then the thing that I like about this is you can edit each individual color. I feel like you can do this on other like photo editing apps as well, but you can see that it's got all like the colors, and you can edit like the hue, saturation and luminance of them. So it's really, really handy for doing like really like specific editing, if that makes sense. Because for example, sometimes like I don't want something so blue, I want to make like the yellow tones a little bit more orange. Like there's always little things that I like to just nitpick at in pictures. Do you know what? Editing pictures is actually my favorite thing to do, like more so than taking them. Okay, someone said, are you seeing anyone at the minute or enjoying single life? I am enjoying single life is what I'm doing. Do you know what? This is the longest I have been single for now. Not even intentionally, like I feel like I'm not the kind of person that needs to be in a relationship, but somehow I just always ended up in them. And this has now been, it's been like a year and like a few months since me and my previous boyfriend split up. Yeah, there's not really much to tell you guys there. I did go on a date not so long ago. I went on my first date since me and my ex-boyfriend split up, which was actually so much fun. I'm not even gonna lie, I was shitting myself. Like, I don't know why I got so nervous about it. I feel like I bigged it up in my head like way more than it needed to be like a thing. I feel like it was more of like a friendship vibe, so I didn't end up seeing him again, but I actually really enjoyed it, because you know what, that's something that I've never done, is like actually dated people. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I just kind of stumble into relationships and it just like happens, rather than like actually, I don't know, meeting someone online or meeting someone in person or whatever, going on a date and like doing it like that. It was actually so much fun. Someone said, what traits / features do you find most attractive in / on a man? In terms of personality, do you know what? I just like a nice guy. Like I just like someone that's nice, someone that is caring. I like someone that's affectionate. Obviously like standard things like loyalty, respect. Someone that's got good communication skills is always a big turn on. I like someone that's got like their own things going for them. Obviously someone that can get on with my friends and my family. Someone that's like funny, that I can laugh with. I feel like I have not a weird sense of humor, but like, I don't know, I feel like it's not very often that I meet guys with like the same sense of humour as me, so someone that I can laugh with is always really important. Just like a nice person. I'm just looking for a nice man. I do feel like I'm getting to that point now where like I feel ready for something. Do you know what I mean? Like as much as I don't feel like I need to be in a relationship, I do actually really enjoy being in a relationship. Like that's something I feel like that this past year has taught me. As much as I've enjoyed like being single and just like doing my own thing and stuff, I love just like sharing like life with someone, as stupid as that sounds. Obviously I've got like my friends and my family and everything else, but it's different when you have like a partner. But yeah, just telling myself that the right person will come along at the right time. Someone said, how did you get your job at Mac? I want one so badly, but don't have much experience in the industry. So I think I actually did like a story time get ready with me on this topic like years ago. Basically, like, I didn't have any experience in the industry either. Obviously, I'd been practicing makeup for a little bit of time. Definitely helps to know someone that already works there. I had a friend called Rachel who was working for MAC at the time, and she was so amazing in terms of like helping me to get the job. She managed to like get me an interview there. It was about the time that they were hiring Christmas temps, which is always a good time because obviously they need like additional staff. One thing that Rachel recommended as well is that I have a portfolio, just because I didn't have any previous work experience working on a makeup counter. So I put together a portfolio, and then you basically have an interview. I don't know if it works the same now because obviously this was a while ago when I worked at MAC, but I'm assuming it's similar. You have an interview, and then you have a makeup test. And I think that's like the 2 stages that you go through. And then I worked in a Selfridges, so I had to do... Oh, in fact, I don't think I had to do the Selfridges induction because I was already working in Selfridges at the time. It was actually really awkward because I was working at Miss Selfridge in Selfridges, which is crazy because... Is Miss Selfridge still a thing? I feel like obviously Topshop's shut down. Has Miss Selfridge shut down? Or like, maybe... I don't think there's a store in the Trafford Centre now. I'm not sure. Anyway... I was working at Miss Selfridge at the time, which I loved that job because the girls there were amazing and we had so much fun. And basically, Matt could like put a pop-up counter right next to Miss Selfridge on the top floor of Selfridges in the Trafford Centre, if anyone's been. And that's where my makeup test was, in front of the Miss Selfridge counter on the day when my 2 managers, the only 2 managers for my store in Miss Selfridge, were both working. It was so awkward because obviously... I feel like you obviously don't tell your managers when you're looking for a new job or when you're interviewing for a new job or whatever else. So I was already like so nervous doing this makeup test, and it then just made it 10 times worse that like they could literally see me doing it, and I was just like, oh my god, if I don't get this job now, this is just going to be so awkward. Luckily I did get the job and it was all fine, and they didn't mind anyway. Obviously they were just like, we're happy for you, like we know you love makeup and everything else. Yeah, I feel like it helps to know someone, but if you don't know someone, then I would just literally just drop in and just like ask about when they're hiring. Like I said, I feel like Christmas time is always a good time because they always need the additional staff for temps. Definitely get like a portfolio on the go. I feel like that's always a good thing to do. Somebody said, how does it feel turning 24 and what are you looking forward to? Do you know what? It actually feels really weird, like really weird being 24, because I feel like if someone said to me like, oh, like how old are you? I would still want to say 21. Like I don't know where the past 3 years have gone. It's not really sunk in that I'm like mid-20s. I'm mid-20s now. Saying that though, 24 is actually one of my lucky numbers, I guess because I'm born on like the 24th of July. I've always loved the number 24, and I feel like it pops up like a lot. Like I see the number 24 a lot. So yeah, I've always had a good feeling about being 24. Like I've always had a good feeling about the 24th year of my life. So I'm excited to see what this year brings. Hopefully a more normal year of life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we're all owed that now after everything that's happened with COVID and everything else. Someone said, would you ever live anywhere other than Manchester? I definitely think I would. Do you know what? When people used to ask me this, I'd be like, no, like this is my home, like I want to stay here forever, like X, Y, Z. Obviously Manchester is always going to be my home, like I love Manchester so much, but I don't know, I feel like I could actually see myself living abroad. Like the more that I think about it, I'm like, do you know what, I think I could do that. I also love the idea of like living a little bit more in the countryside one day. Like all of my mum's side of the family are like down south near like Gloucester, like Gloucestershire way. So I always love going to see them because like it's just nice like being somewhere a little bit more green. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That rhymes. I feel like I could see myself living outside of Manchester one day. But we'll see. Obviously at the minute I'm happy here and I love being able to like visit other places but still come back here. Someone said, what is the scariest thing about moving out by yourself? That's a good question. So I think the scariest thing for me at the minute, just the thought of living on my own again scares me a little bit anyway. Any of you that have been subscribed to me for a long time will know that I used to actually have a flat in town. I used to rent a flat in town. It was such a gorgeous flat. Like I'm so glad that I did that and I spent the money on that because it was like an experience that is like, you know, I'm never gonna have again sort of thing. But it was actually really hard. Like, it was quite lonely at times. Like, obviously, again, working from home and like working for yourself can just be quite lonely anyway. I love my own company, and I feel like I love being by myself and stuff. Like, I can absolutely be on my own, but I also at the same time sometimes hate it. Like, I can't spend too much time on like by myself. So yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried about that because I definitely felt kind of lonely at times when I was living in that flat. I was actually in a relationship at the time anyway, and my boyfriend at the time like basically just moved in because I was like, I don't like being here on my own. It was a difficult time anyway because obviously everything happened at the Ariana Grande concert, and I feel like in general, like, it was just a really strange time of my life. Still, part of me is a little bit like, oh, like, it still scares me a little bit, the thought of now living alone again, but still, it's like, I think it's been like 4 or 5 years since I lived there, so I feel like I've grown a lot as a person. All my friends are in Manchester now, like my family around the corner, like, because I am staying in Manchester, like I'm staying quite near to where I am now. So yeah, it scares me a little bit, the thought of living on my own again, but it's like, it's funny, I was speaking to Millie about this before, which some of you guys will know, Millie's like literally my best friend. She's like, don't even worry about it because I am going to be basically moving in, like I will be working from yours most days. So yeah, that's probably the only thing that scares me a little bit. But it is what it is. It'll be absolutely fine. I know I'll be fine. I've got amazing friends and family, and it's way more exciting than it is nervous. Someone said, will you be getting a pet when you move out? I would love to. Like, I would love to get a dog or like a little cat or something. Obviously, I'm going to miss my cats so much. I say that like I'm literally going away to battle. I'm still going to see them all the time anyway, but actually living with my cats, I'm really going to miss. Yeah, like I would love to, but at the same time, I feel like because I will be living alone, it's just too big of a commitment, and I would hate to get a pet, like an animal of any kind, and not be able to give it like 100% like the best life ever sort of thing. I feel like I'm such an animal person. I always say this, I always feel like if I wasn't doing what I was doing right now, something else that I would love to do is like working with animals. So definitely will be getting a pet one day, just not when I first move in. Another question that I got that's similar actually was someone saying, do you think you'll ever get your own horse? So some of you guys will know I horse ride at the minute. I had someone ask me what like my goals and things are for that as well, and like how I felt since I've started, like the whole story of like why I stopped horse riding and why I've started again and everything else. I did used to have riding lessons when I was younger, when I was like a teenager. And I basically there's been 2 times in my life where I've had really, really bad panic attacks, like really severe, horrible, nasty panic attacks, and inner riding lesson was one of them. It was in a group lesson at the same riding school that I go to now. It was actually with my same instructor as well, Connor, although I don't think he remembers it. Yeah, I basically had a really bad panic attack in this lesson, and I got in the car afterwards because my mum had brought me, obviously like I couldn't drive at the time, and I literally was like crying my eyes out. I was like, I can't do it, I can't go back. Like I had this like mental block on it. Like as soon as that happened, I was like, right, I can't do it. I don't know what it was. I feel like in the first lockdown, obviously everyone was spending time indoors. Like we were all just kind of like sat inside, had lots of time to think about things and everything else. And I was like, do you know what? I want to start having riding lessons again because I feel ready. I used to really enjoy it. Obviously it's a great form of exercise. It's like a good hobby that I can do that's like my own kind of thing. And it's just nice to like get out the house and just do something that's like just for me. I don't know, like I don't really have any hobbies like other than that, I would say. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes there's this weird, not stigma, but there's this weird thing around like adults learning new skills or like just like as an adult like starting something new or just like having a new hobby or whatever, or if not even like a weird stigma, but a lot of the time we just don't think to do it. And literally like I absolutely love it. I go twice a week at the minute. I go to Riders in Swinton. I have my lessons with Connor. He's literally like my best friend. I love him so much. He's amazing. Yeah, I would love to have my own horse one day. All of my dad's side of the family actually already have horses. So we are quite a horsey family. In case anyone's watching this and you're thinking, I want to start a new hobby, XYZ, whatever, just do it. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple more because I feel like I've actually been waffling. So I'm going to try and keep these ones short and sweet. Someone said, do you work out? If so, what's your typical routine? We basically just do like weights and like little bits of cardio and abs kind of. So we do legs slash glutes on every session, and we always have like a leg day and like a glute day, and then we kind of like pair that up with something upper body. We do a lot of exercises for like my shoulders, my arms, my chest, just a bit of everything, and then we finish every session with like 5 to 10 minutes of abs. Someone said, is the majority of your income from YouTube videos or Instagram brand deals? So typically I get paid more for YouTube integrations and dedicated videos. Obviously with YouTube you can kind of put more of like a message across compared to Instagram. Instagram's a little bit more limited in terms of like just like the message that you can put across for a brand sort of thing. So with YouTube, like it's a long video, you can put more into it, like a lot more effort goes into making a YouTube video as well compared to like an Instagram post, for example. Somebody said, what is your favorite brand to work with and why? Just curious. Well, my favorite brand to work with and why, I mean, it's gonna be an obvious one. Obviously Missguided have such a special place in my heart. Like I just love them. Like I love Missguided. I feel like the girls there are incredible. Like they're so supportive. They are so easy to work with as well. Like I always really appreciate when a brand wants to collaborate but like trusts your process within like the creative side of it, if you know what I'm saying, because sometimes like jobs will come through, and obviously I feel like it goes without saying, but I only work with brands that I really, really love anyway. But in terms of like the creative side of it, sometimes brands will like want things that maybe just don't fit what I typically do, if you know what I'm saying. Whereas Missguided, like they always are just like, here's the brief, like here's what like basically we want you to do, you just do what you want with it and we trust what you're doing sort of thing. It was like with my edit, like I shot all of that myself. I did all the creative for it, which was such an overwhelming it felt like such an overwhelming task at the time, because obviously that was like my first collaboration and I wanted it to be like perfect. But yeah, they trusted me with everything on that. Like I sent the pictures over, I sent the video content over, they were like, perfect, done, like love it. We'll be forever grateful that they gave me the opportunity to do that edit with them. You guys, I swear to God, like I can't even put into words like what the support on my edit meant. Like the fact that we restocked it, I did not expect that. Like I did not expect for 2 seconds that things would sell out and then we'd restock it and like Missguided would want to do a restock. Do you know what I mean? Like I just thought that was so incredible. Yeah, like the feedback on it was amazing and I'm just so grateful for it. I can't wait to like hopefully maybe do something similar to that again in the future. But we will have to see what happens there. Also, Jordan's just announced that she's actually doing a second collection with Missguided, which is so exciting. Like I'm so happy for her. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I don't think she's actually done a video for it yet, but she posted it on Instagram. But yeah, overall, like Missguided are just such a great company to like work with. All my brands, to be honest, like I love all the brands that I'm working with at the minute. Estrid, I'm really enjoying. I'm doing work with them on Instagram. Foreo or Foreo, however you want to pronounce it. I love working with them. I loved working with Current Body. I'm still using lots of their skincare bits at the minute. Lullabells is another one, because anytime work comes through with Lullabells, like I always get excited because I've literally used their hair pieces for years and years. Like I'm literally wearing a Lullabells pony right this second. Like they are my faves. Most brands I love working with, but obviously for obvious reasons Missguided has like a special place in my heart. Someone said, have you had lipo or fat loss treatments apart from diet and exercise? Never had lipo, never had any kind of like fat loss treatment. Do you know what? The thought of lipo really freaks me out. I don't know why. Like I just feel like you hear too many stories of like lipo going wrong. Not that I'm like considering getting lipo at the minute, because I feel like I don't need it, and also like no disrespect to anyone that does get lipo or decides to have lipo or whatever else. I always say with anything like that, it is a personal decision. But yeah, there's something about lipo that just like freaks me out a little bit. So no, I've never had anything like that. I had another question as well from a previous Q&A that I forgot to answer about if I've ever had threads in my like eyes like / brows, which I did want to speak about actually. I was going to speak about this in a different video because I actually went to Roche not so long ago for some top ups. I got my top lip topped up and my cheeks topped up. So I was going to speak about it in that video because it was kind of relevant to the conversation, but I've lost the footage, which is so annoying. So I'm going to have to just like film my next lot of treatments with him instead. But no, I have never had any form of threading. I feel like if there's one thing that I can recommend against for definite, it is threading, because I spoke to Dr. Roche about that. Just to get like his opinions on it and everything else. I think he's actually done a post on his Instagram, so you can kind of see what he has to say a little bit more there. I have had temple filler though, so you can basically get temple filler and sometimes Botox. I've never had Botox like here to give a lift. I've only ever had temple filler, but you can get that basically like to lift your brows and eyes a tiny bit. Yeah, I've never had threading. Roche was going on about it as well. He was like, please never get that done. I was like, I wouldn't anyway, because I would never go to anywhere but you now. Like, I literally trust the man with my life. He's so incredible, and I know a lot of you guys go to him now as well, which makes me really happy because he is literally A, an expert, B, a professional, and C, a perfectionist of what he does. Like, I can't recommend him enough. Like, you've got to be really careful about who you go to for things like filler and things like whatever else. Threading's just like very invasive. I feel like it causes a lot of damage, Roche was saying, to like your muscles in your face. Like, it can be very damaging. Yeah, it's very invasive. It's quite like an intense procedure to get compared to just like having filler or Botox instead, which is obviously just an injectable. But yeah, I have had temple filler here. I get it more so in this side, I think, yeah, in my right side, because my eyes are a little bit uneven. Like, this side of my face has always been a lot more lifted than this side of my face, and that's another reason I like going to Roche, because he will really look at your face and be like, right, what needs what in terms of what area. So for example, I have more filler in this cheek as well. Like, when he did my cheek top ups like 2 weeks ago, he put quite a bit more in this cheek because this cheek is naturally more defined, and it's the same with my like eyes and brows. This eye and brow is more lifted naturally, so we put temple filler here, which, if you want to know what that does, you basically put a bit of filler in, it like tightens the skin here, so it just lifts a tiny bit. It's nothing really dramatic or crazy. But yeah, that is something that I've had done to give me a little bit more of that lift. To be honest, it's more so makeup though. Like, it's the way I do my brows, it's the way I do my liner. Like, I always have liner on. If I get lashes done, like I've got lashes on today, I always get like a cat shape. You can do so much without doing filler and Botox and things like that. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But in terms of threading, don't get it done. I feel like that is the one thing I will say to people, like, don't get it done, because I've never heard anyone have a good experience with it either. Like, I know people that have had it done and they didn't have good things to say about it. I saw Jaclyn Hill get threading done not so long ago. You guys know I love Jaclyn Hill so much. She's amazing. She's probably the reason that I started YouTube, because she was such a big inspiration for me, and even she was saying that she wouldn't get threading done again. It's just one of those procedures that's like not worth it. Okay, someone said, forget what any of the boys have done, who would you couple up with in Love Island? Shall we speak about Love Island for a second? Do you know what? I've been waffling so long in this video, like it's gonna be an hour long. It's literally going dark outside, like I need to stop. But also I'm really enjoying filming this, so I'm just gonna keep going. I feel like this coffee is giving me like a sudden rush of caffeine, and I'm just like literally word vomiting. I would couple up with Teddy. And do you know what's really annoying? Is that I saw Teddy on Hinge probably like 2 months ago. I don't know why, but I didn't swipe him right. So that was stupid. We've just had the episode where Faye has literally erupted. That is what last night's episode was. So tonight's episode, when you're watching this, will be the aftermath of that. which was so difficult to watch. Like, that was actually hard to watch. I don't know about anyone else. I just was like shocked, to be honest, at the way she was like behaving about the situation. Just the way she was speaking to people, I was like, oh my god, like someone put a sock in her mouth, because like that, you can't speak to people like that. Like, it was actually upsetting to watch. Faye just seems like she's got, I don't want to say problems, because I don't want to, like, that's not a nice word, but I feel like she's got so much going on. Part of me is like, how has she been allowed on this show anyway? Like, she's clearly got so much that she needs to work through, like, for herself, like, personally. I'm like, the ITV, like, not vet these people when they're going in and do, like, a mental assessment on them? Because just the way she handled that situation, I was like, that's not right. Do you know what I mean? Also the fact that, like, none of the girls spoke up to say to her, like, right, you need to calm down. I mean, obviously it's easy for me to sit here and say, like, that they should have done that. I get in the moment she was very angry and stuff, so everyone probably just, like, didn't know what to do. But if my friends was speaking to someone like that and behaving themselves like that, like, I would not let them embarrass themselves like that. Do you know what I mean? It was just, like, really horrible to watch, and obviously it was really sad, like, seeing Teddy get so upset. I just thought that episode was, like, not nice TV. Like, I feel like they're getting to a point now with Love Island, like, that whole movie thing. I feel like they only introduced that to, like, cause drama, because everyone's been moaning about how boring this series has been, but it's like, that was at the expense of people's feelings. Do you know what I mean? And then this is the issue with things like Love Island, because I feel like it can be so damaging. Sorry, that I've totally gone off the topic of the question. The question was, who would I couple up with? Teddy, because he seems like the sweetest person ever. Who else do I like in there? I love Chloe and Toby. I actually fucking loved them. Like, I want them to win. I want Chloe and Toby to win. I just think they're so funny. Like, they are, like, they give me just, like, Dumb and Dumber vibes, which, like, I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, I'd say that about myself and, like, Mads and Rach. Like, we are dumb and dumber. The Liam and Millie situation, look, I get it. If I was Millie, I'd probably forgive him as well. I feel like you can't help how you feel about people. At the same time, I think he's an idiot. And he shouldn't have done what he did. Jake and Liberty deserves so much better. It actually drives me insane. Like, I feel like parachuting into the villa and telling her that myself. Mary and Dale seem really sweet. Obviously, they're a very new couple. Even the way Faye was speaking to Dale when he was literally just trying to, like, explain the situation to her and just be like, and do you know what bugged me as well? Sorry, I'm, like, ranting now. But if anything, that clip of Teddy speaking to Clarice, that was, like, confirmation for me that he is a good guy. I don't know, I just think, like, you go through life and you're always going to find people sexually attractive. Like, you can always appreciate a good looking person. Like, do you know what I mean? Even if you really care about someone and whatever else, like, you can appreciate when someone is attractive. Like, that's just life. So it's not a case of, like, whether you find people attractive, it's then how you act on that feeling. So even though he did find Clarice attractive, he still chose to, like, sleep on the daybed and everything else. And that for me is like, right, that's a good person. Like, that's someone that genuinely cares about, like, you. Yeah, those are my current thoughts on Love Island, in case anyone cared. Toby and Chloe to win though, I actually love them. Like, I just think they're so funny. Like, Toby was stressing me out, like, weeks ago, but he has made this series for me. Like, I actually love him. Okay, I'm gonna answer, like, one more question, I feel like. Oh, I got so many questions about this actually, and I'm going to save it to the end in case anyone is still watching. Okay, I don't think I actually screenshotted this question because I just got asked it so many times, but everyone wanted to know what the tea was with my Ibiza holiday romance. So let me tell you about this, and then I'm going to end this video because I'm literally just waffling on now. Can't believe how many of you guys asked about this. I blame Rachel because I think she put it in her vlog mostly. But yeah, no, me and Rach basically met this guy on, like, the first full day that we had in Ibiza. He was so lovely. He was really helpful as well, actually, because trying to book stuff in Ibiza last minute is really difficult. Like, obviously it's very busy at the minute, like, since it went green. Even with it still being amber, it was still pretty busy. And he was just, like, really helpful. He told us about Tatel, which was the restaurant that we went there 3 times. Like, we literally may as well part own the place. Like, we loved it there. It was such a fun place to go if you ever need somewhere to go in Ibiza. But yeah, he told us about that. And yeah, we're friends now and everything else. So that's basically all I have to tell you guys. I've been waffling for like 2 hours. I've been sat here for. So I'm gonna stop this video here because if anyone's even still watching, then congratulations, like, I am impressed. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this video here because I feel like it's gonna be really, really long anyway. And yeah, I feel like I need to give my voice a rest. I've still not got through this coffee. I'm still going. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and enjoyed having like a sit down and a chat with me. Let me know what videos you would like to see next, because obviously I would love to know. And yeah, I'm gonna get going anyway. I hope you enjoyed. I love you to the moon and back. I've not said that in so long, but I do love you guys to the moon and back, and I will see you in the next one.